It's November 1966, a quiet two-lane road outside a small West Virginia river town. You know, the kind of road where, normally, the most exciting thing that happens is a deer crossing. Two couples are driving home late at night when something steps out of the dark near an old, abandoned munitions plant. 7 feet tall, wings folded tight against its back, and eyes glowing red, like two brake lights down the road from somewhere you really don't want a map to. They hit the gas and it followed. Fast enough that, according to them, their speedometer was pinned past 100 miles an hour, with the creature still keeping pace. That single night put a sleepy river town on the map forever and gave American folklore one of its most famous cryptids. Today, we're talking about Mothman. Welcome to Purple Possum Cryptids, where we dig through the trash heap of folklore so you don't have to. Every episode, we crack open the real history behind a cryptid, then count down the 10 facts that'll make you the smartest person at the campfire. Today's creature has wings, a body count, and its own annual festival. Let's get into it. Our story actually starts a few days before the famous encounter. In a cemetery outside Clendenin, West Virginia, a group of gravediggers looked up from their work and watched something massive glide from tree to tree overhead, moving in a way that was too fast for a man and too big for any bird they recognized. Odd, yes, but it didn't make the news. Not yet, at least. That changed on the night of November 15th, 1966. Two young married couples, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Millette, were driving past an abandoned World War II munitions site just outside Point Pleasant, an area locals simply called the TNT area. The site itself already had a spooky reputation, with 2,500 acres of crumbling concrete storage bunkers left over from the war, sitting overgrown and abandoned at the edge of town. Exactly the kind of backdrop a horror movie location scout would kill for. In their headlights, the couple saw it: a humanoid figure, 6 or 7 feet tall, with wings folded against its back and eyes that glowed an unmistakable red. They sped off. The creature, they said, lifted into the air and chased their car at speeds over 100 miles an hour before finally peeling away at the edge of town. The next morning, the Point Pleasant Register ran a headline that's still quoted today: Couples see man sized bird, creature, something. But wire services needed something punchier to run with, and that's how Mothman was born. Local reporter Mary Heyer started covering the story for the regional paper, and over the following 13 months, more than 100 people came forward with their own encounters with one woman, Connie Carpenter, claiming to see the creature in broad daylight. A man 90 miles away said his television dissolved into static while his dog bolted into the yard barking at two glowing circles and was never seen again. UFO sightings spiked across the region. People reported strange, tight lipped visitors showing up at their doors asking pointed questions about what they'd seen. The kind of figures that would later earn the nickname Men in Black. For over a year, Point Pleasant felt like it was living inside its own episode of The Twilight Zone. Then, on December 15th, 1967, tragedy struck. The Silver Bridge, a suspension bridge connecting Point Pleasant to Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed during rush hour traffic, killing 46 people. It remains one of the deadliest bridge disasters in American history. And almost immediately, the legend shifted. People started saying Mothman hadn't just been haunting the town, it had been warning them. Sightings may have dropped off almost completely after the collapse, but the legend was just getting started. Paranormal investigator John Keel had spent over a year in Point Pleasant chasing the story alongside Mary Heyer. And and his 1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies, is what cemented the idea that the creature and the tragedy were connected. The book inspired a 2002 film starring Richard Gere, and Point Pleasant has never looked back. Today, the town wears the legend proudly. A towering statue, a dedicated museum where you'll find original handwritten witness statements, early sketches of the creature, and yellow newspaper clippings straight from 1966, as well as an annual festival that pulls in cryptid hunters from across the country. Top 10 Mothman facts. All right, history lessons over. Let's get into the good stuff with 10 facts about Mothman. Number 10. The original witnesses described Mothman as a clumsy, penguin like walker on the ground. But the moment it lifted off, it became something else entirely, shooting straight up without needing a running start, like a helicopter launch. That detail alone separates it from every bird theory anyone has put forward. Number 9. Roger Scarberry insisted to the press the next morning. If I had seen it while by myself, I wouldn't have said anything. But there were four of us who saw it. That quote has followed the Mothman legend for 60 years, and it's still one of the most quietly compelling things ever said about a cryptid sighting. Number 8. Mason County Sheriff George Johnson, the first law enforcement official to take the original report, believed the sightings were due to an unusually large green heron. A green heron? The man tasked with keeping Point Pleasant safe looked at a 7-foot, 100 per hour glowing red creature and decided, probably a bird. It's the most optimistic law enforcement conclusion in American history. Number 7. After the initial sightings, curious townspeople grabbed hunting rifles and spent several nights driving out to the TNT area to look for it. They didn't find Mothman, and they should be happy that Mothman didn't find them. Number 6. Some historians have connected Mothman's arrival to the Battle of Point Pleasant, fought between Virginia militia and Shawnee and Mingo warriors in 1774, and to the curse reportedly placed on the area by Shawnee Chief Cornstalk, who was wrongfully killed at Fort Randolph in 1777. Whether you believe in curses or not, Point Pleasant has been a place where bad things happen for a very long time. Number 5. The annual Mothman Festival draws over 15,000 visitors to a town with fewer than 5,000 residents. That's a 3-to-1 tourist to local ratio. Every single year. For a monster. Whatever Mothman is, it is genuinely good for the local economy. Number 4. In August 2007, the I-35W bridge to Minneapolis collapsed during rush hour, killing 13 people. Reports emerged afterward that witnesses had described a large winged humanoid in the vicinity of the bridge in the weeks before it fell. It's the second major bridge collapse in American history, with a Mothman sighting attached to it. Whether that's prophecy or pattern matching, people noticed. Number 3. A Mothman like creature known as the Friedberg Shrieker was reportedly spotted at the entrance of a mine in Freiburg, Germany in September 1978, and more than 20 miners who were due to work that day were scared away by it. The mine collapsed shortly after. If the story is true, the creature that terrorized them may have accidentally saved their lives. Number 2. A researcher named Lon Strickler logged 161 separate Chicago area Mothman sightings on a map between 2017 and 2019, including multiple reports from employees at O'Hare International Airport who were reluctant to come forward for fear of losing their jobs. Over 160 sightings at one of the busiest airports in the world. During business hours. I guess the Mothman is a fan of deep dish pizza. So, what was it? A misidentified bird? A doomsday omen? Or something we genuinely can't explain 60 years later? You can decide for yourself. Personally, if I come face to face with something 7 feet tall with glowing red eyes, I'd do what any sensible possum does best: play dead and hope it loses interest. If you enjoyed digging through this one with me, hit subscribe so you don't miss next week's cryptid. And drop a comment telling me what you think Mothman really was: bird, omen, or something else entirely. Until then, I've been your host here at Purple Possum Cryptids. Stay curious, stay weird, and keep watching the skies.